Cowboys.
KCTC San Antonio. Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. It is a football Friday. Glad to have you along here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts mobile studios. I'm Jason Minix. James Pledger is back at the studio. He literally spent the night there because we got to interview Mike McCarthy bright and early this morning at 6:45. We will bring you that interview at 5:15, so set your calendar invite. Rob went home to take a nap, and we haven't heard from him since. So, it is what it is, but it's a football Friday. We're going until 7 o'clock tonight. And I might be a little punch drunk, if you will, because I am not used to getting up as early as I had to get up today. I'm not
staying up.
And I have stayed up. I've stayed busy. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but, it's almost like what Mike McCarthy said. He took a year off, which I have not. But, he's getting back into his routines and trying to figure out what's going to be part of the new routine or the bad routine. If I've got to wake up at 6 o'clock every damn Friday morning, I've got to figure out the new routine. Do I go back to bed or do I stay up? Now, today's easy because, we get off the air at 7. There's a big-time basketball game tonight. I'm going to throw a big old steak on the grill, and I'm good. 2 weeks from now, we finish the show at 7, and I'm rolling into the pregame show for a high school football game of the week.
Oh,
yeah. What do you mean? Oh, I'm excited about football, but a 6 a.m. wake up. A 6 a.m. wake up, and I realize there's probably some coaches out there laughing at me right now. You guys are used to that. Yeah, you guys are used to that. I am not. But you know what? Great conversation with Mike McCarthy. A refreshing conversation with the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Now, I'm not going to bag on Jason Garrett. I have known Jason Garrett for a long time. I like Jason Garrett. I like the fact that Jason Garrett is no longer the head coach of my Dallas Cowboys. But as I have said to Jason Garrett before, off the air, like, dude, your personality, you're a funny dude. But when you're on the radio with us, you're robotic. When you're on the podium, you're robotic. I feel like I asked you a question, you just look down at 10 index cards on your desk, pick one, no matter what was asked. You didn't get that from Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is a funny guy. This whole week has all been about motion of all things. You lose one game, it's about motion. It's about analytics because, Mike McCarthy, old school coach, is now Mr. Analytics.
That's right. I remind the guys that I coach with, they've known me for a long time, and we all get a big kick out of it. I say, anytime something comes up, say, that's my response. I'm an analytics guy now, so let me get on my soapbox here and tell you a few statistics.
Yeah, 4th and 3, go for it, right?
That's right. Open the book. Yeah, where's that book at? Right in the middle of a game.
That's what it is. The full interview with Mike McCarthy coming up at 5:15. If you're used to hearing the Cowboys head coach with us here on the Blitz, it's different. It's refreshing. It was enjoyable for 6:45 in the morning, especially after a late night. There's a lot of things going on in the sports world today. If you haven't heard, the Baylor game against Houston tomorrow has been canceled because of COVID. We'll get into that coming up. But Joseph Duarte, who works for the Houston Chronicle, quoted the Houston Cougars athletic director, Chris Peasman, that said, "COVID giveth, COVID taketh away." I don't know what COVID is giveth at this point. It feels like all COVID has done is taketh away. Although right after I tweeted that 30 minutes ago, Pledge, I realized last night COVID did give us one of the better sports nights we've ever had. Last night was an incredible night of sports that you wouldn't get if it wasn't for COVID. Last night, the Miami Heat in a thriller beat the Boston Celtics, set off all kinds of Kardashian-type drama in the Celtics locker room, right? And I was going between that, what turned out to be one hell of a football game between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals, where Baker Mayfield certainly redeemed himself. Joe Burrow should be 2-0, but he's a rookie and he plays for Cincinnati, so he's 0-2. But that was a hell of a football game. Joe Buck goes into the Hall of Fame, and then I'm flipping over and I'm watching Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Tampa Bay and the New York Islanders go to overtime. That was an incredible game, and it's hard to flip off of overtime hockey for two reasons. One, they don't take commercial breaks. Two, you're worried you're going to miss the game-winning goal.
So did the Rangers win, or?
No, the Rangers lost to the Astros 1-0. Rob's New York Rangers have been on vacation for a long time. But I was sitting there and I was thinking, this night had everything, and there probably could have been some college football on last night. And, but last night was one of those rare sports nights where you had a little bit of everything. And if it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't have had that. Now, so COVID has given us something. Last night, for the first time in 6 months, I was wearing out the remote on my television. I mean, I cooked up some wings, had some sausage, and I knew I was going to be parked. But I figured Browns-Bengals did nothing for me pregame. And there for a while when the basketball game was turning into a blow-up, but, it's NBA. It's going to flip, and Twitter will tell you when to switch back. I knew the hockey, but I am surprised at how much I was jumping over. I mean, I said to one point last night to the wife, I was like, this is why I need 3 TVs in the living room. And, of course, I got the look and just continued to move around with the remote. But last night was one of those incredible sports nights. I hope you got to enjoy it or has got as much out of it as I did.
Can I add one more thing that COVID may have giveth?
No, we don't want to give COVID any credit.
Well, I mean, how much do you like working from home?
Is the boss listening? Actually,
no, he's not.
I mean, it's Friday afternoon. Who am I kidding? The working from home thing is what it is. I'm used to it now. In fact, I kind of like it. I don't know that I want to go back. I kind of like having the office available to me if I need it, but if I don't have to go every day. See, it's expensive when I go to the office. Like I went by the office today, and because I know James Pledger well. James and I have been together in a working capacity of some sort for damn near 20 years. Yeah. And so I know that James is wearing the same thing that he was wearing last night right now. I know that while his plan was, he said, hey, man, I'm going to after the interview, I'm going to go home and I'm going to crash and I'll come back a little bit later. I know James. I know James wasn't going to leave the station. I also know that means James is going to eat lunch out of a vending machine. So I was going to the station, stopped at the barbecue station, got myself a brisket sandwich, and got one for James Pledger too.
And it was delicious.
And you haven't left yet, and you won't leave till like 10 o'clock tonight. And then I'll see you at the bar, or in real normal times, I would see you at the bar, and then you're going to be up for the Saturday morning hangover early tomorrow morning. So I know you. But the idea that I can work from home and don't have to do that, because if I'd have had to go to the station today to record McCarthy, I wouldn't have come all the way home to go back to bed, to drive all the way back up there. So yeah, you're right. Chalk one up, but I think all of us would rather give that up than deal with this, right?
I'm just wondering what's wrong with 11 o'clock.
What do you mean? What's wrong with 11 o'clock?
McCarthy's finishing up his podium.
He will tell us why he is making us do this. I was going to say while he hates us, but I think after today,
he hates us.
No, I got a nice note. But there is a reason for it, and he will tell us the reason why he likes to do radio interviews at dark 30. Although, it feels like it was 11 hours ago by the time you guys hear it.
It was.
But we tell him, and hey man, whatever's going to happen in the day, you can tell us now because it won't air till 5:15. Lots to get into today here on the Blitz, and of course, we want you to be a part of the show. It's a big football weekend. What are the matches you are most interested in watching this weekend? Whether it be college, whether it be in the NFL, how you're going to work your parlays. There are some interesting games this week. As mentioned, Baylor-Houston is now not one of them. We'll get into that coming up. For you fantasy football players out there, Michael Jimenez from the Fantasy Gods, He will join us at 4:30. Of course, we'll talk Lakers Nuggets as that series gets underway. Is anybody taking the Nuggets in this series, or is it a free, easy pass to the NBA Finals for LeBron James? And, of course, Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys head coach. He will join us coming up at 5:15. Of course, we want you to be a part of the show on the Kia Bossa Bacon phone lines. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, or you can get us on Twitter. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Pledge is at I Am Pledger. Do you have a retirement plan? No matter your age or how close you are to retirement, you need a plan to make sure you don't run out of money. Jason Minix here for Pax Financial Group. At Pax Financial Group, they know you want to be financially prepared. In order to do that, you need trusted guidance. At Pax, they have the experience and tools to crunch your retirement numbers and get the answers you need. If you have a plan, let Pax double check all your numbers. At Pax, they believe everybody deserves to be hopeful about their future. They understand why it is important for families to protect their hard-earned money, and a key reason they're a trusted financial advisor for so many families over the past decade. Connect with Pax Financial Group. 210-881-5700 is the phone number, or go to the website paxfinancialgroup.com, paxfinancialgroup.com. Investment advisory services offered by Pax Financial Group, LLC.
Don't set your fantasy lineups without consulting the Fantasy Guys. Brought to you by RDK Advisors. Brandon Medina and Michael Jimenez help get your fantasy football lineup set every Sunday morning from 11 to noon on 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Nobody gives back like Diamonds Direct. That's right, it's back. Our most popular offer, 5 years, 0 interest financing. September is the time to buy at Diamonds Direct. Get the best price, plus spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And every purchase made in September will benefit No Kid Hungry's mission to end childhood hunger right here in our community. Buy now, spread your payments over 5 years, and give at Diamonds Direct on approved credit. Visit diamondsdirect.com for details.
The football season is here, and you can track the latest news, odds, and information at betonline.net. And while stadiums won't be full, game action will be loaded. Which players will step up to lead their team? Is there still a home field advantage? Will offense or defense dominate these early weeks of the season? Follow along at betonline.net as the top teams in football begin their journey to Tampa. Available online or your mobile device. Check out the site today. Bring the game home at betonline.net.
Northeast Independent School District is now hiring and training school bus drivers. Whether you're looking for a new job, you're a retiree, or you're retired military, come help drive students to succeed and apply at Northeast ISD Transportation today. No experience is necessary, and you will get paid while earning your CDL and learning how to drive a school bus. The Northeast ISD Transportation Department is ranked as one of the top 100 school bus fleets in America, and our drivers receive exceptional pay and benefits, including health, dental, vision, and retirement. If you're looking for work, if you're retired from the military, or you simply want to make a difference in our community, apply now with the Northeast ISD Transportation Department. Join our team and discover Northeast ISD by calling 210-356-9229. That's 210-356-9229. Or you can text Drive Bus to 797979. That's text Drive Bus to 797979.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
It was nice seeing the teams back out on the gridiron for week 1. There's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports. Download the DraftKings app and use code DAN. For a limited time, new users can get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes. Don't miss out on the week 2 action. Enter code DAN to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes with your first deposit. Only at DraftKings. Make it rain. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dealing with battery problems? We've got you. Let's start with a free battery test.
If you just need a free charge, we can help with that too. And if it's time for a new battery, we've got you covered. We're the only place you can find Duralast, the batteries more consumers choose. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination, where help is always in stock. Claims based on a proprietary consumer study and data from the MPD Group 2019.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And it wasn't the 53 person roster. It was the position group.
That is Baylor Athletic Director Mac Rhodes on Sikkim 365 Radio on the announcement that tomorrow's Baylor Bears Houston Cougars game has been postponed. That was a game that they worked last week after both of them had postponements. They put this thing together in a week. And it, there's photos of the Houston Cougars equipment 18-wheeler semi-truck thing in front of McLean Stadium. The Houston's there, ready to go. And the plug gets pulled. No specific information on a number of tests that were obviously positive, but the position group, and that's part of the bylaws that, you have thresholds at various position groups or 53 on the roster. And you heard Mac Rhodes there on Sikkim 365 Radio saying it wasn't about the number, it was the position group. He did not get specific into what position group or how many positive tests there were, but there is the domino effect now that, the Big 12 schedule starts next week. So I think this is like the third opener for Baylor. Same for Houston. And it's the COVID world that we live in. But, when you're going week to week, if you lose a week and you think about the amount of days that you're supposed to sit out, does that put the Kansas game in jeopardy next Saturday for the Baylor Bears?
We're hopeful. We're optimistic that we'll be able to play the game.
So they're hopeful that they'll be able to play that game. But right now, they're not sure. Now, so no Baylor-Houston game tomorrow. A positive domino for us in San Antonio is the UTSA Stephen F. Austin game. The kickoff time for that game has been pushed back now to 2:30, and it will be on ESPN2. So that's the second straight week that UTSA will have a football game on the Big Boy National TV network. We know what they did last week. And, as Jeff Traylor told us on Monday, that game with Texas State, taking a little longer to play because of a college kicker there in San Marcos. That's extra hour of recruiting. So this is 2 weeks in a row. When you look at the overall schedule for college football this weekend, it's pretty light. Now, I think for ESPN to go from Waco down the road, although the UTSA game and Lincoln Rose is still going to call the game, it was scheduled for ESPN3. But you look at it now and you go, all right, well, what are, when you look at the college schedule, and I know Navy Tulane, gets things going early in the morning. There might be other games, but for my eyes, I need to see redemption out of the mids, man, because that was an awful showing against BYU. And there's some certainly some college football coming up on Friday night. Something called Campbell is playing Coastal Carolina tomorrow night on ESPN. But there are some pretty decent games on the schedule this weekend. But while college football is here, we don't have those big meaty matchups that we know are coming in October. But in reality, some of these other games have turned out to be great football games. I think back, last Saturday afternoon, I was in Seattle and, I made the whole family. We're watching UTSA Texas State. Neither one of my brother-in-laws had a clue who either team was, but they were glued to that game because we got good football. And so, maybe you look at it like that. What are some of the options that you're going to have? Pledge, when you look at the schedule, you do have Louisville against Miami. That's
the big
ABC
game
on Saturday night. That should be a pretty damn good football game. Outside of that, there's some interesting games, but the postponed list is getting longer and longer, which is a concern.
And I'll say this about the postponement, at least because how cleanly the NFL is going off and how cleanly the NBA is going off, and even baseball right now seems to have found its footing here late in the season. It reminds us of the stakes that are at play during these times.
Well, absolutely. And again, I think we all understand that these are going to happen. You know, you're going to see it at the high school level. You're going to see it at the college level. With the NFL, I think it's going to be more player individual. I don't know if they'll just blow out entire games. I don't really know how they're going to do it when conference games start playing. You know, when you look at the schedules, like when the Big Ten starts playing, they're not leaving themselves any room, you know, to have a week off if a team can't be there. And it is going to be hard to compare teams in 2020. Let's be honest about it. You know, when you start thinking about the college football playoff, you start looking at the rankings. And I noticed the AP, after the Big Ten's announcement and the coaches poll, they put together a new top 10 with those teams in there. Yet, you know, Ohio State won't play until the 24th, and, you know, all the teams in the SEC will start next Saturday. So, you know, it is going to be one of those wonky years. But if you know it's wonky, who cares?
The one thing is the Big 12 at least bought themselves a little wiggle room with the way they've done theirs, because they've got the open weeks towards the end of the season, the 2 bye weeks, plus there's a chance for them to move the Big 12 championship game back a week if need be as well.
Well, and again, you know, when the Big 12 made the decision, they planned for detours. You know, it's, you know, we were joking yesterday. You know, you're like, all right, well, McCarthy is at what time? I will get there 3 minutes early. So, well, what if you walk out and you have a flat tire? You know, you got to account.
Battery's dead.
You got to account for things like that. If you've got a flight leaving San Antonio International at 5:00 in the afternoon, you can't leave your house at 4 and not expect to run into traffic. I mean, there's things you have to account for. The Big 12 and the SEC did. The Big 10, with their reversal, they're leaving no wiggle room. And yet they're still going to be eligible for the playoff. And I'm all for it. I mean, it's chaos right now. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Unless, of course, your team happens to be on the bad side of the chaos.
Now, when we look at the chaos that this could ensue, especially with the Pac-12 and Big 10 starting their season late and leaving no wiggle room,
Pac-12 make a decision I'm not aware
yet,
of?
but they're talking
talking
about coming back about the same time as the Big 10. So if they do and they leave themselves no wiggle rooms, are missed games going to be like lost games? Are they going to be a ding against a team? Or are they just going to say, well, they didn't finish them, but they were, 6-0?
I don't, with minimal non-conference, and let's face it, who does Oklahoma State play tomorrow? Tulane or Tulsa? Because Navy's playing Tulane. I mean, Texas played BYU.
Texas played UTEP.
UTEP. Oklahoma played. That doesn't matter.
No,
I mean, where the SEC is not playing any non-conference game.
The non-conference is irrelevant, but it's going
to be hard to judge, though, because you don't have the SEC is whatever record against the Big 12, and the Big 12 is 0-3 against the Sun Belt.
It's a good conference, sucks. Jason.
If you're a Kansas football fan, you're kind of hoping that Baylor game doesn't happen next week, because at least you can't lose if you don't play. But what happened to Kansas State and Iowa State? I mean, how many people had Iowa State as the dark horse team, yet they're losing to Sun Belt teams? Absolutely, raise your hand. But we got plenty of football on Saturday for a good day of football on Saturday. Then NFL football coming up Sunday. Now, Pledge, I know the answer to this question before I ask. So, without saying the Houston Texans against the Baltimore Ravens, because that really is the game of the weekend.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
That really is the game of the weekend outside of the Cowboys and Falcons. Outside of those two games, what's the game you're most looking forward to seeing?
Patriots Seahawks. It's not even close.
Really?
More so than Texans Ravens, because Texans Ravens, that's only going to be interesting if you've got Lamar Jackson as your fantasy quarterback and are looking forward to him scoring about 40 points.
I do, and I am.
Other than that, the game's going to be ugly. the defense didn't stop them last year. It's not going to stop them this year in all likelihood. Like, that game is going to get out of hand early, just like it did last year, and it's going to become boring. And the only people they're going to be tied in are going to be fantasy guys with Lamar Jackson.
You really think? I mean,
do you think it's going to be close?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's going to be 41-7. But, you know.
Okay, 41-20, positive progress.
Deshaun Watson has to do something, doesn't he? I mean, J.J. Watt has to do something, doesn't he?
Sure, but you saw Cleveland last night. It was a different team last night than it was week 1 against the Ravens. That Ravens defense is already looking really, really good.
Well, I hope that, you know, that what we saw against Kansas City, I want to see a good football game. Yeah, you know, and
I do too.
And look, I mean, there's a reason that, you know, Patriots Hawks is the Sunday night game, but, you know, that's more about, you know, what we saw in the Super Bowl a few years ago. But, you know, Cam Newton getting a little national prime. I mean, I'm down to see, you know, what he is able to do. But, you know, I look around the schedule. I actually think Cam Newton's old team, Carolina and Tampa Bay, looks to be a very interesting matchup. Gardner Minshew against the Tennessee Titans. I mean, I was over at Tri-County Meat Market earlier buying my steak for tonight.
What kind?
I was talking to a guy. I got a bone-in ribeye.
Nice.
There was a guy in there. He was telling me that he's got Gardner Minshew as his fantasy quarterback.
Why not?
Why would you?
Why not?
I mean, they're
better than Ryan Tannehill.
Well, all right, that's true. But, you know, he did tell me he did have Derrick Henry.
They're going to be playing from behind a lot, you assume, this season. So he's going to be throwing the ball a lot.
He had another bad quarterback. I was like, dude, you know, auto draft would have done that for you. No, it wasn't that bad. But I mean, you know, it is interesting when you look at it that way. But you think about fantasy football, and, you know, like, I do have Lamar Jackson going against the Texans. Very much looking forward to him ringing up the scoreboard. Had Nick Chubb last night, but I also have Amari Cooper. There's some other interesting things going on in the fantasy football world. Before you set your lineups, we've got the Fantasy Gods every Sunday morning at 11. And one of those self-proclaimed fantasy gods, Michael Jimenez, our reigning Rock the Mic champion, he will join us next. If you've got a fantasy football question, get us on Twitter right now, at JSemenix, at IamPledger, or dial up the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Michael Jimenez coming up next. Now, you know you're going to fire up the grill this weekend. If you're looking for authentic sausage, the kind you could find in butcher shops back in the old days, then you know Kielbasa smoked sausage is what you've been looking for. At Kielbasa, they make their legendary smoked sausage in small 150-pound batches with only fresh, high-quality ingredients, never frozen meat. They don't add fillers or chemicals you can't pronounce. Then it's smoked over real hardwood, just the way Rufus Kielbasa did back in 1949 when the company was started right here in San Antonio, and everything they make is still made here in town over there off South Brazos Street. At Kielbasa, they are on a mission to reintroduce you to authentic smoked meat. So when you buy Kielbasa brand sausage, you know you are getting the best, most authentic smoked sausage you'll ever eat. If it's not the best, just call Michael Kielbasa. He'll give you your money back. His phone number is on the back of every package sold. Kielbasa sausage is now available at Walmart. You can find Kielbasa sausage, of course, at H-E-B, along with the great Kielbasa bacon, chorizo, and those breakfast links. So go get yourself some Kielbasa today.
You follow your friends on Facebook and Twitter, so shouldn't you follow us? After all, I thought we were friends, aren't we? Never get left out. Follow us on Facebook at ESPN San Antonio, Twitter at ESPN_SA, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
This ESPN San Antonio Sports Center update's brought to you by Alamo Water Softeners, 274-6122.
Ready to start your new career? Thomas J. Henry is one of the largest legal employers in Texas, and Glassdoor named us one of the best places to work in the nation for 2020. Apply today at tjhlaw.com. That's tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Marvelous, because I, a thespian, have been on a quest for the perfect insurance.
Sweet balcony.
I've requested no less than 13 balconies.
That's A lot.
All the world's a stage.
Well, with Liberty Mutual, thou customize and thou saveth.
That's the spirit.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports watching drink of all time, Pepsi. With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet, but thanks to Pepsi, even Mike can't ruin my football party.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
We saved serious cash with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the money to buy a new boat.
Who's ready to water ski?
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough for a new boat. They'll probably spend it on rent or gas money or maybe one of those little plastic wading pools for the yard.
Ahoy there!
Is what the captain might say. On the toy boat, in your wading pool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities. Or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. Ask for it at your local automotive retailer.
It is the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. The Blitz always brought to you by the Thompson Law Firm. An experienced personal injury attorney is just a phone call away at 900-0400 or online at alawyerforus.com. Rob Thompson is off today. I'm Jason Minix, James Pledger producing as always. It's 4:32, so in about 45 minutes, Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy will be on the Blitz, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bond, so stick around and hear a rather entertaining conversation with the Cowboys head coach. If you've listened to us talk to Jason Garrett for years, this is going to be a breath of fresh air. And I know that because we did the interview at 6:40 this morning. But we're going to bring it to you. We're not going to hide the fact that we record this thing at stupid hours of the day. But Michael, he does not give us any fantasy hints as far as Amari Cooper goes. Game time decision, questionable. I've got Amari Cooper. Should I start looking at other guys like Will Fuller in his place?
Most definitely. You don't want to have any injured players out there, and there's going to be a lot of receivers out there that are hurt, that are trying to make it back onto the field. Cortland Sutton from Denver, for example. But Amari Cooper, he's one of those guys where obviously he's elite when he's on the field, but do you really want to have a player that has only going to play 50% of the snaps, for example? So I play it by ear for right now.
You would take that one. All right. So Michael Jimenez, our Rock the Mic champion, hosting a show on Sundays from 11 to noon with Brandon Medina. They call it the Fantasy Gods. They named it themselves. So if you've got a fantasy question, right now, you can either get us on our Facebook Live comments. You can tweet at us. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix, or Jimenez. You changed your Twitter handle. What is it now?
210 Fantasy God.
210 Fantasy God. No plural, just God.
Correct.
210 Fantasy God. So he's one-upping Brandon Medina even on Twitter. And seeing what I saw from Brandon Medina complaining and whining about his fantasy team, that's probably a good thing. You could tweet a pledge at I am Pledger. But all right, so you're saying that you would bench Amari Cooper for me anyway, and you would start Will Fuller against that Ravens defense?
As of right now, yes. But all I'm saying is just keep an eye on it. This is one of those things where it's going to be not only a game time decision for Cooper, but also you as an owner. So check Twitter. Check some of these reports that are coming out, and then make that decision probably around 11:45.
Yeah, I certainly will do that because obviously the key is following all the good beat writers out there because against that Ravens defense, I think a hobbled Amari Cooper might be better than a Will Fuller, who's a hamstring pull away at any given moment.
But luckily, he's at least Amari's a noon decision, and you've got the guy in the 325 with Fuller, who proved last week he's going to get the bulk of the targets now that DeAndre is gone.
On Twitter, James tweets in PPR 10-team league, flex Gallup, Hines, Snell, or Diggs.
Diggs, because we don't know what Snell is going to be. Because James Conner will probably play this weekend, so I know that Snell outplayed Conner, and Snell is going to be deserved of being on the field and getting some touches. But in this particular situation, I wouldn't trust it so far.
All right, there's the answer. Again, 656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter at 210FantasyGod, or tweet at me at Jason Minix. Our Facebook Live comments, you can get them there as well. Matt Chumley does that. Someone offered him Kittle in a good trade. He's hurt. Should he accept?
Well, Kittle for what?
Yeah, well, it said good trade, man. He didn't tell us that.
Said good.
And George Kittle is already been ruled out for this week. If it isn't season ending, I think anytime you can get a George Kittle in what you think is a good trade, I would take it.
Yeah, if you're going to be starting, there's some leagues that don't have tight ends as starters, but if you are, if you have one of the top 6 fantasy tight ends out there, you essentially start the week with a 5 to 7 point advantage. If you're playing against somebody that's starting the 12th or 14th best tight end. So, I mean, don't give up the farm for him, but I mean, I'd like to have Kittle on my team.
Well, sure. I mean, I don't like a Ferrari in the garage too, but if you can get it on a good deal, go for it. Pledge has a fantasy question.
Now, in a dynasty league, I was offered Nick Chubb and Robert Woods for Saquon Barkley.
Oh, take that deal and take him out to eat afterwards, whoever you're trading against. Here's the thing. I don't understand why people are so afraid if they're 0-1 with their fantasy team. I don't get it at all. Going 0-1 might actually be the best thing for your team because you get that waiver wire. You jump up in the waiver order list. I mean, I know I had a situation last week. I lost the game by 1 point. But because I lost a game by 1 point, I was able to get Malcolm Brown off the waiver wire. So which would I rather have, that one win or start 0-1 and have what might possibly be a top 10 to 20 back? That top 10 to 20 back would have gone in the second or third round. So I kind of feel like I have an extra draft pick, if you will. So going 0-1, going 0-2 is not the end of the world. So you mentioned Nick Chubb. That's a great example there. Just 10 carries and for 60 yards in the first game. People were drafting him in the top 6, top 7 of the draft, and they were getting kind of worried. But look what he did just last night. Over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I know, and it should have had 3. And I had the dilemma last night of all players. I've got Nick Chubb in my Yahoo league, and I was going against in my other league Nick Chubb. And I hate when that happens. Normally it's, a quarterback or something like that. But of all people, Nick Chubb, and he goes off. So I was happy in one game, not so happy in the other. Getting CeeDee Lamb, and you look at what Russell Wilson did to the some guy. I'm going to interrupt for a moment. Brian Bartels on Facebook Live says Mitch Trubisky or Russell Wilson. Dude, just send your money to whoever you're playing in your league with. If you are asking that question, just send everybody $150, man. That's embarrassing. You look at what Russell Wilson did last week against Atlanta and their secondary. Is this the game that CeeDee Lamb goes off on? And that's part of my dilemma with Amari Cooper. They'll cover up Amari. They might even cover up Gallup. But I think this could be the game for CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, I agree. If we were sitting at a table and I had poker chips in front of me, I would push them toward the middle of the table. Any Cowboy, Zeke Elliott, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, against this Atlanta team. That game, I'd be surprised if there's fewer than 70 points in that game. Someone's going to go off on the game. It's probably going to be about 2 or 3 players from each team. So CeeDee Lamb could most definitely be one of them.
So you're not as concerned from a fantasy perspective as the offensive line. See, I think Tyron Smith has a neck injury, and I have a Chaz Green flashback to the last time Tyron didn't play against Atlanta. and if Dak doesn't have time to throw, it could be a long afternoon for the Cowboys. That said, I see what Russell Wilson and the Seahawks did last week with fewer offensive weapons. And now Atlanta did a pretty good job against the Seattle run, but they don't have Zeke. And Russell Wilson threw all over the place. I think Dak throws for 350 and 3 or 4 scores. I mean, Cowboys are they're going to get a 30-burger this weekend.
Oh, I agree. And Dak is also the king of junk fantasy points, just like Deshaun Watson last week. He had a horrible game, but somehow became a top 10 fantasy quarterback last week because of the fourth quarter, getting all those junk points when the defense was standing back. But all I'm going to say is just trust your instincts from the draft. I mean, I would be concerned if certain players are playing poorly after 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, look at Patrick Mahomes, for example. Patrick Mahomes went off the board, probably the number 2 or 3 quarterback off of fantasy boards. And you take a look at his pedestrian numbers from last week, and it's a little bit concerning. He's the quarterback I'm concerned about because now they have a legit star running back. And I wonder if that's a pattern that we're going to see. So if you're holding on to Patrick Mahomes, that might be the elite quarterback that I might want to flip in 2 or 3 weeks if I see that pattern of Clyde Edwards-Helaire going off for 130 yards a game. So that's the quarterback I worry about. I'm not really worried about Dak right now.
With Galladay now out for the weekend, in a flex position, would you start a secondary tight end with Hawkinson of O.J. Howard, or would you go for possibly one of the Dolphins targets in Devontae Parker or Preston Williams?
Well, I mean, I would say Devontae Parker of them all, just simply because we don't know what we're going to get with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He either lays an egg and throws for 180 yards, or he magically throws for 400. And in those games, you kind of want to be part of that wave, because if he's throwing for 400 yards, someone's getting those yards. And he has that capability. But are you talking about
it's Tre'Davious White?
What's that again?
But he's Parker's likely garnered up one-on-one like last week. Stephon Gilmore this week. Tre'Davious White.
I mean, and now we're getting really, really deep into it. But if you have no other play, because I mean, I'd rather still go with Devontae as opposed to Hawkinson. I mean, I understand, just because Galladay is not playing, that could mean Marvin Jones goes off this week. So I would much rather go with Devontae in your situation.
Do you like Singletary out of Buffalo?
I do, and it's going to kill me. It's going to wreck one of my fantasy leagues because I like Singletary way too much. Last year, watching him play behind Frank Gore was just horrific because he's a good talent. He can catch the ball, but Zach Moss is going to take over probably 50 to 60% of his touches, and it's really hard to see right now.
When you look at it this week, the Bills are taking on Miami, or I could play Ronald Jones against Carolina. Which one would you go with?
And that's a hard one because Carolina has a horrible defense right now. In fact, they were ranked the second worst defense after week 1. But you're playing running back by committee over there in Tampa Bay with Fournette and Ronald Jones and Shady McCoy. So I'd probably go the other way if I was you.
You would go with Singletary. Michael Jimenez, Fantasy Gods, Sundays, 11 to noon. He and Brandon Medina, very informative, entertaining show for sure. When you think about this weekend, and I realize a lot of things could change, 4:44 on a Friday until noon on a Sunday, or in your case, 11 to noon. But right now, give me 3 or 4 players that are must starts, and give me a couple that you wouldn't start right now to save your life that everybody's got in their starting lineups.
Okay, so 3 must starts for me right now. On the quarterback side, Matt Ryan, Dak Prescott, and the return of Ben Roethlisberger.
Why do you hate the Cowboys secondary?
It's not so much the secondary. It's the fact that they just seem to be getting a player hurt every 5 minutes. And that team is becoming gutted defensively. And it's just one of those things where, Matt Ryan's going to be, throwing the ball. And it's just one of those things where I just see 700 yards combined between the quarterbacks in this game. I see 70 plus points. So I would say that. And then Roethlisberger looked decent. He was a little bit rusty, but all in all had a good game. I'd also take a look at Emmanuel Sanders from New Orleans. Michael Thomas is out. Someone's got to get those touches. And that was their prize pickup this past offseason as a wideout. I'd probably stay away from Carson Wentz. And even though Cam Newton played well, I'd probably stay away from him too this week. Playing against Seattle. Seattle has a decent to good defense. I would lay off of Cam Newton just for one more week, but pick him up off the waiver wire if he's still available.
Michael Jimenez, the Fantasy God, Sundays, 11 to noon here on ESPN San Antonio. He and Brandon Medina, if you've got fantasy questions, hit him up on Twitter. 210 Fantasy God is the Twitter for Michael Jimenez. Always appreciate it, man. Have fun Sunday morning.
Awesome. You take care.
Appreciate it. We'll be all listening on Sunday morning to get that last bit of advice. You know, it's crazy with game one of the Western Conference Finals tonight. Denver Nuggets against the Los Angeles Lakers. Are you giving Denver a chance in this series, or is it another trip to the NBA Finals for LeBron James? We'll get into that as we continue. It is a Friday afternoon. You know you're going to be grilling this weekend. You know that great meal starts with great meat, and the best place to get it is at Tri-County Meat Market. It is the best meat market in San Antonio. They are locally owned, full service. Tri-County is carefully selected, certified prime Angus beef cuts, Wagyu, and upper choice. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. They got beef, they got chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, more. And they have this great section called the Pick 5 for 25. Now, I was over at Tri-County earlier today getting what I'm going to be grilling this weekend, but I was looking at all the different things that they have in the Pick 5 for 25. They got chicken, they got pork steaks, they've got steak. They've got hamburgers. They got all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, and I have over the summer many times gone in there and gotten 5 items in the Pick 5 for 25 and grilled for the entire week. Hard to feed your entire family for a week on $25. You can with that Pick 5 for 25 deal they have there at Tri-County Meat Market. And this week's specials, what I got, the prime cowboy cut ribeye. That's what's going on the grill today. Stay tuned later tonight. I'll have some photos of that bad boy up. They got the prime cowboy cut ribeyes. They also have prime New York strips at $16.99 a pound, and they got tomahawks at $16.99 a pound for their weekend special today through Sunday. Certainly, you want to take advantage of that. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner. You can check them online, tricountymeat.com.
Dallas Cowboys football is on ESPN San Antonio and 102.7 Jack FM. Brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, Alamo Water Softeners, Ewald Kubota, The Root Pub, and The Angry Elephant. This week, the Cowboys take on the Atlanta Falcons. Kick is set for noon on Sunday.
It's practical, it's smart, and it's so easy. It's Diamonds Direct's most amazing offer ever. Right now, for a limited time on any purchase, the best price, pay nothing down, and get 5 years, 0 interest financing. If you've been eyeballing that $5,000 designer ring, right now it's only $85 a month. Those $3,000 diamond studs, just $50 a month, and they're yours. Everything's affordable. Don't miss the special limited time financing event on approved credit. 5 years, 0 interest. Only at Diamonds Direct.
At the shops at La Cantera.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. Warm fleece on a cool day. I want to be a bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Redbox has new movies and huge blockbusters, including a totally excellent comedy. Stream the theatrical home release of Bill and Ted, Face the Music, starring Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. Our old friends Bill and Ted, who are now middle-aged dads, must time travel into the future using their trusted telephone booth, retrieve a song from their future selves, and save all of humanity. Easy, right? Get premium access and stream Bill and Ted Face the Music on your smart TV or favorite device with the Redbox app today. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dealing with battery problems? We've got you. Let's start with a free battery test. If you just need a free charge, we can help with that too. And if it's time for a new battery, we've got you covered. We're the only place you can find Duralast, the batteries more consumers choose. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination, where help is always in stock. Claims based on a proprietary consumer study and data from the MPD Group 2019.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It is the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, ESPNSA.com. You can also get us on Facebook Live. Rob Thompson has the day off. I'm Jason Minix. James Pledger producing as always. And don't forget the Saturday morning hangover tomorrow morning, 9 to 11. Pledge and Jack Thompson will get your weekend started the right way with that hangover. And then, of course, we got Cowboys football on Sunday. Right here on ESPN San Antonio, brought to you by Alamo Water Softeners, Ewald Kubota, the Roo Pub, and the Angry Elephant. Cowboys, Falcons, Sunday at noon. And Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, will be on the Blitz coming up at 5:15. So not far from right now, brought to you by our friends at AA Best Bail Bonds. You know, NBA last night was...